Let's get to the... Hello, Eric Boehlert. Good morning.
How are you?
Happy Mueller Monday. Happy indictments.
Hey, thanks. So far, so good, huh?
Yeah, right, exactly. Oh, my God. You were there for that. You were great, by the way, as always, on Joy Reid's show. And then this epic smackdown of... Because this is what you've been talking about forever. They're in such an alternate universe in Fox News, et cetera, and these Republicans, right?
Yeah, so I was smart enough not to get in the way yesterday when Joy decided to have a very enlightening back and forth with this very lovely woman who used to be the spokeswoman for the California Republican Party. But Joy has the facts on her side, and she really
she steamrolled her.
Down.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She really drilled down on the dossier and the uranium hoax story.
I was hoping the camera would cut back to you and you had like a garbage bag full of popcorn. Just like
I was just sipping my water, enjoying, because not a lot of Republicans have the nerve to come on MSNBC, and specifically, you really shouldn't do that with Joy because she will very courteously just enlighten you for many minutes with the facts, and that's what she did. And as Jay Rosen, who was one of the first people who tweeted out the clip, and he's an NYU journalism professor. He says, "Why doesn't everyone do this?" Basically, like why?
Yeah.
CNN last week was awful on this both sides phony.
Yeah.
The Democrats have a dossier scandal story. I mean, it was driving me insane. It was the worst kind of both sides.
Yeah.
Empty both sides rhetoric, distraction journalism.
Yeah.
And nobody at CNN would do the entire week would do what Joy Reid did in 5 minutes yesterday.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's what you tweeted, Fox News, Sean Hannity, they're literally mapping out Hillary's indictment right now. I mean, the parallel universe has become complete.
No,
where they Jeanine Pirro, we just played the clip of her saying, lock her up. It's the tables have flipped and it's time. You're like, oh my God.
We've watched this formula, this blueprint for many years, and Benghazi was a classic example, right? There's this right-wing media outrage. It soon produces hearings. It produced 4 years of hearings for Benghazi, and we look at that and we like, God, how do they do that? Why do they do that? But this was like 48 hours. Like this went to a pyrotechnic display of outrage, and between last Monday and last Wednesday, right? Suddenly this dossier thing was the most important story of the 21st century we're in, and same with the uranium story. And so we were all looking at this like, what? I mean, we're not shocked by it. We've seen it for 10 or 20 years. But the ferocity of it and the instant, it was like someone just poured lighter fluid over there. Yeah. And the complete...
By the time Roger Stone is calling Don Lemon a sea sucker and then getting kicked off Twitter, something's up.
But it was literally, no matter what time frame you turned on Fox News in the last 7 days, like within 18 seconds, they were talking about these two Clinton stories. And, so... As people have watched, even we were like, what is going on? This is like crazy. So it starts to make sense when we realized Friday night, there was going to be some Mueller indictments. And then it kind of comes into focus. Obviously, this was all orchestrated out of Paul Ryan's office. As I said yesterday, you have the three most important House committees overnight decide to launch simultaneous investigations into Hillary Clinton, without all that being orchestrated for Paul Ryan's office, and I assume all of it orchestrated.
Yeah. When's his indictment? Sorry, I just got excited.
Okay, sorry. Eric, obviously the guessing game now is he going to fire Mueller? Everybody's talking about Dana Boynton. Is that his name? Resigned on Friday as U.S. attorney in that section of Virginia, which, people are saying could be that he's, Trump can appoint his successor. That would be, but I mean, I'm hoping that this is true. A legal expert is quoted in the piece in Newsweek as saying, you do have an awful lot of people to go through. He's a former Republican appointed U.S. attorney. He said nobody really wants to fire Mueller. Everybody's recognized in those positions, whatever you're doing could be Watergate. It's got the potential to be historic. All these people want to be on the right side of history. You would hope so. And what's lost in this? Mueller is a Republican. He's a lifelong Republican, right?
No, You're right, decorated Marine. I mean, he is out of the, Republican establishment guidebook. I mean, his career. I mean, just look at what he's done and where he's been. I mean, this is blue blood Republican up and down the line. Very distinguished career. So look, on the one hand, you think, wow, does he want to fire Mueller? If he fires Mueller, his presidency, in terms of the agenda, is gone, right? There'll never be a tax vote. There'll never be anything for the next 6 months. And I'm sure that's what Republicans are telling the White House. If you do this, it's all over. Like, we can't help you. We're never going to pass anything. 2018, we have no agenda. So then you think, well, okay, that makes sense. He won't fire him. But as I was tweeting over the weekend, when it comes to Trump, you always assume the worst, right? He has never surprised us by doing anything thoughtful or intelligent. Certainly not since he's been inaugurated, and certainly since he started running for president 2 years ago. So on that hand, you think, oh, he's going to fire him. It's coming.
Yeah, yeah. Well, in your piece on Share Blue, you write, Kellyanne Conway admits that Trump is pressuring the feds to retaliate against Hillary Clinton. I mean, it's already like 16 kinds of wrong the way he's injecting himself into the judicial system.
Yeah, and we do laugh and joke about the Hillary thing because it is so bizarre. I mean, even she was joking over the weekend at a dinner. They think I live at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. If they want me to, I'll be happy to move in. But I mean, there's also something just deeply disturbing and fascist and authoritarian.
Yeah.
And as Joy pointed out yesterday, when the United States helps emerging countries, helps emerging democracies, one of the first things we tell them is you don't put your political opponents on trial after you beat them. That is like democracy 101.
Yeah.
And to watch this is just
chilling.
Bizarre. Yeah. And I gotta say, this is the attempts to criminalize Hillary Clinton personally were a defining trait of the 2016 campaign. The Republican Party teamed up with the Beltway press to criminalize her, to try to delegitimize, dehumanize her.
Yep.
She had not earned her place at the table. She was a phony. She was a fraud. So, I think this is a distinct kind of form of misogyny.
Yeah, I'll say. By the way, you had an interesting tweet, a throwback. You said, remember, Scooter Libby was basically charged with lying to the FBI. Maybe that's where Mueller will start. I mean, we haven't even gotten to that yet, right?
Yeah, no, I think the indictment definitely touches on that. Scooter Libby with the Bush administration, he kind of was going to breeze his way through those FBI investigations and, the whole, the Iraq War and Valerie Plame and all that. And it turns out you shouldn't really do that when you sit down with FBI investigators. You shouldn't try to breeze through. And, when you tell a different story a few months later, they'll indict you.
Yeah.
So, for the Gates and the Manafort, there are a couple counts of misleading investigators. And
well, Eric, great stuff as always. I can't wait to see what next Monday brings.
All right, have a great week.
All right, you too, Eric. Thank you very much.